And welcome to the Crafty Mini. And so, second live stream for this season's painting. And today I'm going to work on another one of these minis, not minis, these texture plates as they're called by Procryl. And this one's like a deep one type general. For those who haven't seen the video on my channel, this was the previous one that I did and I framed. So they're like 3D, almost bust size, but they look like cool portraits. Really enjoy painting this one. So on this guy here, I'm going to do something different with the background to start with. So I've just been glazing on some extremely watered down yellow with a little bit of black on there. Now, a couple of little things before we start properly. It's a really nice day, and the kids on the estate are playing, and there's the people on the estate have been really nice, and they've got them all about Bounty Castle. So if you hear a couple of kids screaming in the background, that's why. It's not that I've got any of them captured or anything. But yeah, so if you hear anything like that, don't worry. Nothing untoward is happening. But yeah, first of all, we're just going to be glazing on this sort of greeny colour. Oh, Div and Welsh, hello. Love the previous one, it's so damn good. Yep, thanks, man. It was good. I'm hoping this one will turn out just as good. And feeding them to Cthulhu. Is that the children or just anyone in general, Welsh? But yeah, so glazing, as you can see here on my wet palette, so I've got some paint and adding some extra water and really watering it down. You can see it's starting to break up on the palette because it's so wet. But this will give me really nice thin layers, and then I'm just sort of wisping them a little bit as I go up, and then just adding more on the bottom layers just to give them more and more. Don't encourage you. I wouldn't sacrifice people to Cthulhu. They would willingly go and join the Great Lord in the sea. They'd have dark dreams. Another little thing for newbies as well, when you're using thinner paints, you just got to let the previous layer dry. Now you can see here I haven't, because it's actually split and pulled the paint off a little bit, so I've let that fully dry before I glaze anymore, and a little bit down here as well, but that's okay. And then we'll as we get like this sort of bottom third, I'll be doing some brighter glazing just so it sort of gradiates up. Just wanted a different background for this guy. Newbie. Yeah, Div is he started miniature painting, and it's ridiculous how good he is already. Really annoying. So this video will obviously be going up on the channel for people who want to learn some bits and bobs and whatnot. If you've got any questions on any of the sort of effects or paint styles that I use, please shoot it out. I'll answer them because I think it'll also help other people who are watching the stream as well. I haven't got a time limit for this stream. I'm just going to go until I either get bored or a little bit fed up, but which won't be very often, to be honest, because I do enjoy painting and it's actually cool enough now. So another thing, these brushes, these are variety today. Now these are watercolor brushes, and I thought I'd give them a go because they've got a really fat end, so I can get some really cool sort of different sort of brushwork and brush strokes in. And so far they seem to be going okay, to be fair. So we'll be using them. We'll be using more traditional sort of miniature brushes as well. Also, just because I was asked, that's the, you've seen there in Orange Glue, that's the Mortarian 30k I've done. I've got to do a bit more work, especially on this dead marine here and some other little bits on the base, but he's getting there. Very grimy. And there'll be updates on him. I didn't do a video for him, it was something I just wanted to paint for myself and just crack on with because I haven't painted for a while. Right then, so for this guy, unless anyone's got any suggestions, so I'm going to do, obviously it's a very deep one, sort of fish face, so I'm going to do like a white and blue graduation with maybe some like reddish pink for the gills or fins on the side, and then I'm wanting quite a regal sort of goldy armour to set off with this off yellowy green on the background. He's looking really good or bad, I'm guessing. He's technically a good guy in that one. That's 30k. That's before he turns into Demon Prince Mortarian, which I may or may not have bought. Davy Welsh for taking me to Warhammer World. I'm blaming you. But yeah, let's get some colour on him. So I want to do a, where is it? So I'll get some ivory. So I really hope those screams aren't coming through because it sounds like someone's killing them. And they're not, they're just playing, I promise. You usually do. Yeah, I do blame you. Yeah. It's all your fault. And this one as well, I'm not going to be as stringent as I was on the other one. I'm going to go a bit more loose with it. And you can see I'm just mixing that ivory into my previous colour. Because it's sort of like a weird, I don't know if it shows it well on camera there, but it's like a strange sort of off gold sort of vibe about it. But we're going to use this for his sort of under tunic. And again, really thin coats, build up the opacity. It won't cover well on the first coat, and that's okay because it's obviously going onto a darker background. Because I think the plate, because all this is plate armor, I want this to be quite dark in comparison. So I'm thinking this sort of yellowy off what would it be, like a weird yellowy gold type thing on the tunic. I might even do some freehand and inlays and whatnot on his actual sleeves and things. So this here would also, oh, that's his cape, so yes, so this bit. And you can see it's going on very patchy, but I'm not, at this point, not worried. It's just the first coat. And you haven't got to be too neat either, which is always good. But yeah, how are guys out there? What you're working on? What you're painting, if anything? Whether it's tonight or recently. Have you been coping with the heat? And because painting in the hot weather is horrible, absolutely horrible. I always find out I really struggle to sort of concentrate and when I'm actually trying to paint. Let's get this gold on. Trying to save my failed varnish attempt. Yeah, man, try that tip. The olive oil one, I've read up about it. Seems like it works. I've never heard of it though. And I suppose worst case, you just strip them if it doesn't work. But yeah, it's annoying when it goes on like that and it's all feathery and whatnot. Hey guys, how we doing? Having fun? You're streaming yourselves, aren't you? Or you were? Because I was at work when the notification came on. I'm just painting this weird sculpt. I'm going to frame it and everything like the other one. Bit more water. Palette. So yeah, we'll do some. I might do some of these as got gold inlay or whatnot. Yeah, just gonna give this a second coat now. Start building up the opacity. How you getting on with your painting, Dylan? Is he there with you guys? Streaming on Bellweb, wicked. Yeah, go and give it a check out, man. Got some fun stuff on there, especially when they do the retro gaming as well. Got some classics, some really good old consoles as well. He says this is really patchy, but I don't mind. Do not mind at all. In fact, everyone who's here hasn't posted for all. Yeah, man. But to be honest, when I saw him do his Batman, absolutely brilliant that was. It's come a long way. I'll get some blue on this skin as well. Get a cold colour just to contrast. Yeah, these brushes seem to be working though. To be fair, these watercolour brushes. Did we go like a greeny blue, I think. I think we'll blend in from that to the white colour. Right. Okay, I don't know if how well it shows up on camera, but the paint's really thin. I'm sort of like 1-to-1 slightly, maybe a little bit more water. And I'm thinking with him, so we do like green around the head. I'm going to have white on the underside and sort of white trim here going into the gills. But we'll do some wet blending for this as well. How come I get told off when I show up my bottles not a paint from you? Because I didn't do it mischievously. Even though I would argue mine probably sounded a bit worse, to be honest. I've got me a classic Game Boy, the grey one. I missed it. Oh, man, that's dope. That's cool, man. Is it like an original as well, or like a re-release or something? That was such a cool little hand console. And the Game Boy Advanced as well. Lord of the Rings on that was brilliant. And his eyes. Yeah, if anyone's got any ideas for colours as well on this, shout out. Because I'm sort of just winging this. As I say, I've got no real plan for this. I'm winging it a little bit. Oh, wow, on camera that looks blue. This is more like a jade. It's a little bit more green than it does look there. I'm thinking that'll be white. So maybe like a little bit on his lip as well. It's like a weird, deep one for anyone who's read any Lovecraftian horror. It's basically what this thing is. And they are pretty disturbing. They live in the oceans of Earth in the story. Let's do a bit on his hand as well. We'll blend that out because he's got his webbed fingers. We'll do the webs all white as well. Yeah, do this like a pinky, I think. Again, just really wet. We'll just keep going back and forth with the blue, green, and this white, this off sort of ivory colour. Back and forth and let it mix and just build up those layers. Especially for, I know there are a couple of newbies on the watching on the stream. The idea of these live streams is to show you some little tips and tricks, and also the big one. And anyone who's watched the podcast with me in Welsh, you'll have heard this a lot of time. It's enjoy yourself and experiment, try new things. If it doesn't work, okay, you strip the model and start again. It's no big hey ho. It's not as Nice thing of this is that it's not like a save state. Like there, that's just flicked up. That's fine. I'll fix it up later. Yeah, there's no save state on these things. So if you don't like what you've done, you just start again. Strip all the paint off, which is easy enough, and off you go. I'll go up his ridge here a little bit. It's got some really cool detail around the eyes, which we'll pick out. And like this weird bottom lip thing here. You can see how far this is going with a lot of water in there. Right, so add a bit more white. Drop of water. And again, just going back to where we started, just building up the opacity. The little dips in between, so he's got a lot of lines on there. I won't touch them as much as we go forward. just so I get a bit of variation in the colour. Although I may glaze a nice light wash on this a little bit. I'm going to have to put a swear warning on it. Can you guys hear the kids outside swearing? That's shocking, that is. Proper effing and jeffing. Tips of his fingers. You can see it being quite haphazard, but I know I'm going to do a really thin glaze of the blue again. Must have hurt your Puritan ears. What are you on about, mate? You know I swear like a judge. You've done podcasts with me. Most of the footage I have to cut out is me just going at it, shouting them about things. So again, you see here, just pulling off the big blob of the actual paint. Loads of water, and you can see it's all breaking up, and it's not a solid stream. And that's what I want, because it's a really thin glaze. And the difference now is I'm just being a bit more targeted with how I'm doing it. Also, if I'm explaining stuff and it doesn't come across well, let me know. Don't, please ask questions and things, especially if anyone's using these to sort of learn. I'll explain the best I can, obviously during the videos, but right, let's get this. You see there where it's just covering the white. That ivory colour, it's going on there, it's starting to tint it a little bit. And the idea is we're going to build a gradient up to this greeny colour, greeny blue. Well, so have you managed to get any more painting done since your live stream last night? And there was the film as well, actually, that you went to see with the family. Right, now what we'll do, can you see, I don't know if this will show, you can see there where the green's gone on over the top, and it's tinted it, but the transition from there into the dark green's a bit too much. So we'll what I'll do now is take a bit more of the ivory, a bit of the green, and brighten that up. Roughly a 1-to-1 mix, and we'll glaze that in between, and hopefully start to build out the transitions. Yeah, a couple of minutes finished off, and the film was watched. Oh, you didn't enjoy it? What film was it again? If you don't mind sharing. So I haven't been to the cinema for ages. Last time I went, I was watching an older film. Toy Story 5. Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, God, was it bad? Apparently, it's Taylor Swift's favourite Toy Story film. Just happens to be the one that her bloody song's in. I mean, what else can they do story-wise after 4? Is there much they can actually like put in, or? Right, let's get more of that bluey green in there. Have a little bit thicker. The story's rather haphazard. There was funny moment. Moment as in there was just one funny moment, or that's what it was. Yeah, man. Are we getting too old? Is that what it is? Okay, moments. That's right then. Yeah, I wonder if we're just getting too old, and we just don't get it. And these sort of films are obviously not made for us, but a newer audience. No, the kids thought the same. Oh, okay. All we're doing here is just softening this transition a bit more. Toy Story 1, 2 is great. Yeah, man. Ace films. Was it because I genuinely can't remember, was it 3 was the, what was his name, the pink bear where they all nearly burnt, or was that 4? I can't remember. That was all right, but 1 and 2 were brilliant. Yeah, Toy Story's gone down as a go. But again, is this an age thing? Because have we just got nostalgia glasses on from when it was first out and we saw it? Do you think? Or 3, I think. I can't remember his name now. Yeah, big pink bear. Someone famous again did the voice, was it? I can't remember. But I remember that was okay. Lots of hugging bear. Yeah. So I love this. He's going to say, because he's got kids, he knows all this Welsh world, but it's not. He's just a massive fan. Okay, that's that green starting to pop a bit more now. I think when we wash this, it'll. So you see there, the transition's a bit starting to blend in a bit more. I think we'll still chuck a bit more white and just soften this because this green's gone a little bit further than I really wanted. But it's getting there. And this is the nice thing with glazes. It's a bit more time consuming, but lots and lots of thin layers and building it up, and you get these really nice smooth transitions. And it's little things like don't be too uniform with it. So here, I could just do like the first knuckle on each finger, but if you think our hands, all the colours and things, they're all a bit more random. So I won't just finish on the same area of each finger. And we can punch the colour a bit more in different areas and whatnot. He's getting there. He's definitely getting there. I think now what we do is another white a little bit of the blue, and then we'll do a pure white. And then here, where my brush is super loaded up and it's really wet, I'll just dab a bit of kitchen towel, just take off the excess, and then we'll go back in and build up another layer. Yeah, lots talking about it, yeah. And then, like, so we've already got the sort of change from the dark to the lighter green. So because I want to push the white value a bit more, you can see I'm just working at the bottom. And then we'll put even more white on that to push it a bit more as well. Need to feed the animals. You can't talk about your family like that. No, he has got a lot of animals, to be fair. Anyone watching the World Cup? What do you think so far? Water breaks? They're doing my head in. But yeah, what are people's thoughts? Any teams you think? Obviously England, but any teams that you enjoy watching, or because for me, Mexico, man, and Japan haven't lost. Is it a game in 9 or 10 games now? I don't know if I can't remember if they played the other night. I haven't seen the result of that yet, so maybe that's changed. But there you go, he's getting there. Starting to see like a blend now, from the lighter to the darker. So what we'll do is we'll hit just the tips there with, and because I've not cleaned my brush, I've still got a bit of the blue on there, the bluey green. There you go, just get that white kicked in a bit more. And now, because it's a thicker amount of paint, I'm being a bit more deliberate, following the mold lines on the actual piece. You've got these really big, like, chubby gels. Water break's stupid. It's just for Americans because they used to play in quarters in all these sports. Argentina and France are head and shoulders above everyone else. Yeah, man. Yeah, the water breaks are doing my nutting. Argentina really look like they're just, I don't know, like they're already there. They're already at full, like, normally a team, it'll take them a bit longer to sort of get up to speed. And it's usually the group phase. Argentina just seem like they're coming out firing. Like they want it more. France, I don't know. I still don't know. Like, are they? Do you think they can still play as a team? Because there always seems to be something wrong in the French camp. There's some player or someone who's annoying them, or I don't know. And what about the Germans? Because they are obviously not qualified for the last two, I believe. They've done all right. Do you think England can go far? Getting there, definitely getting there. Ain't looking too bad, that. So what we'll do, I just need to blend these bits here a bit more. Oh, out of focus. Come on, camera. Germany's poor against Ecuador. Ah, okay, interesting. I haven't seen that one yet. Because they obviously their opening game was it 7-0, 7-1, something like that. They just came out flying. I know it was a smaller team, but considering the last, I'm sure it's the last 2 World Cups they haven't qualified or something like that. It was good seeing back. The Dutch as well, I'd love to see do well. So that's him starting to marry up a little bit. Again, it's building up like opacity on that greeny blue. All right, apologies, not even on camera there. Still figuring the setup out for these live streams. Oh man, that's why I love these Pro Acryl paints. You just paint forever. So much pigment in there. Yeah, during the game, I was like, wow, yeah, man. I thought, here we go, they're going to do well. Right, I think this needs a bit of a wash now, just to tie everything together. So what we'll do, because it's a bluey green, I know it looks more blue on the camera, but we will do where's my blue wash? Blue wash, dark blue. Ooh. The end's a bit clogged up. That's not good. Oh, this is another thing with heat, man. It can wreck your bloody paints. There we go. Nope. If this ever happens, just get a scalpel or a pin and just, yeah, I can see there's a big like cap in there. That's annoying, this is. Hey, there we go. That should be clear. Yep, there we go. Put my knife away. So with this, all I'm doing is I'm just going to dip in my brush in and using that just to mix it up because this is quite dark. I might go again actually. Yeah, there we go. So 2-to-1 water to wash. And just pop this on. So this is going to go into all the recesses, show up all the extra bits of detail. It's also going to tint everything just a little bit. And where we've got all those different layers of different colours that are blending together, it sort of just unifies everything. You should see more apparent here on the side of the face. I'm going to pop it on. It looks quite aggressive, but when it dries, it just starts to unify everything. And as I say, with this one, I'm not following any big rules. I'm just sort of going for it, seeing what happens. I gotta say, these watercolor brushes are working a charm with this, with the thinner layers. And it's getting into all those little folds in the skin. Just starting to tint everything a little bit. Just brings everything together a little bit more. I think we'll do a bit more white in there as well. And what you can do is just mix a little bit of the ivory with the blue wash. Get rid of the excess. And just a bit of paper towel, and then just go in. It doesn't seem like it's doing much, but it will add. And it's just moving all the wash out the recesses. Ooh, what was that? Something fell. There we go. Looking better. What colour should his eyes be, actually? What colour are fish's eyes? I think these are definitely going to be like pinky red gills, definitely. Okay. What I've got is You've Got a Friend in Me now in my head. Bloody Toy Story. Try not to sing it because of copyright. Kids Vader. Oh, you missed out, Welsh. I did some top tips that GW doesn't want you to know. Sorry, mate. You'll have to wait till the video's done and watch it again. That's the only reason I'm here. I saw a good one on YouTube the other day, and it was the secrets of the 11th edition box GW hasn't told you about. Oh, fuck's sake, really? Come on. Right, I'm going to let you guys decide this one. So, the skin's not fully done yet, and it will be, this is dried very glossy, which I like. We'll do a bit more transition work. But for the gills, so all these bits I've just base coated, what colour? Do I keep it white? Do I go for, so if I show you, so that's what comes when you buy it. So it's got like a really pinky rose colour. Do you think that works? Or do I stick with a white or a blue or a green? What do you think? Ow. Oh, bless you, Welsh. I've just seen your post you've put up on your channel. Thank you, mate. Don't ask me for colours. Now, come on, pick something. Because actually, you remember on one of your streams a couple of weeks back, I asked you for colours, and it was for... Where's he gone? Nope. That little knight for that Great Helm game. And it turned out, it looks really nice, that does. I'll just go pink, I suppose. Pinky colour. What about orange? Actually, orange and blue. They're good. They're opposites. Love this orange. Procreal orange. Well, I'm not surprised it's my input that saved him. Yeah, man. So magnanimous. Is that the word? I don't even know if that's the word. Right, this might be a bit bright initially, but we can always dumb this down a little bit. I'm blaming you for this one, Moss, because that Night Mini had orange on it. So you've inadvertently chose the orange for this one. Do, 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 do. Yeah, that needs to dry a bit more. Torn the paint a bit. That's okay. I'm not sure how that logic tracks. It's English, not logic. So it's perfectly just excellent at everything. You know this. I mean, the amount of times I've had to save you in the edit on the podcast. All that stuff on the cutting room floor that people will never, ever see because it's all been deleted now and not been put on a hard drive ready to completely blackmail you in the future. I need some really expensive GW stuff buying. I have that enemy unknown cut. I've got to figure out a way of putting that up. I might just put that up on this channel, you know, because that was a good laugh. That game, that was fun. We definitely need to play some more as well. We'll get the old Div on that as well. He's a good gamer, although he will team kill you any chance he gets. Okay, that's very bright. You know, that looks shocking, but we're going to dull that down and add more white to it and desaturate it because that's very, very orange. I might go very orange on the tips and more white in the middle because that's very, very that's shockingly bright, that is. Oh man. Right, let's get some ivory. Bright ivory. Just completely tam this down. So not cleaning my brush. Still got the orange in there. We're just mixing that with the ivory just to desaturate it. Very coral coloured orange. Yeah, it's just obviously because there's no depth to it. It just looks like he's got a weird, really weird ass mohawk, and I've missed a chunk there. See that? That's shocking. That is. Computer's beeping at me and I don't know why. Gotta say, man, these watercolour brushes are banging. Absolutely brilliant. Discord, ignore it, lol. Why? Right, is something happening? Something kicking off? Are we going to war? What are we doing? Right, let's just fix this little bit here I missed. Yeah. What we'll do is add some more white in. Oh no, I've got white on his face. Oh, bloody hell. And again, to pick up them details, we'll put a wash on this as well. But, okay. Right, orange. Touch the tips. Sorry, I'm off camera again. There we go. Right. It's a bit better. It's not as garish now. You know what I'm working it like a flesh shade colour. Just need to you work quicker than I expected. You know what? With me, if I'm in the mood to paint, like sometimes I will just paint because, I've got to get a video out, or I want to finish like a, I don't know whether it's a commission or just something I'm working on. But if I'm in the mood, it just comes out. That sounds gross. That sounds absolutely disgusting. Yeah, I just sort of go for it, and I've like the Mortarian mini. So although that was over a couple of days, it was actually 2 paint sessions, and that from the work in progress to what I did last night while I was watching your stream, Welsh. It's about 3 hours worth of painting, or just under. And sometimes I do worry because I look at it and I go, oh, you've only spent like 4 hours on that, and I worry that it shows. But I am quite a quick painter. When I'm in the mood, I just go for it. Holy Smurf, that is quick. Yeah, it's mad, man. I don't know. As I say, if just in the headspace, I've got a good tune on, Why is that not auto focusing? What are you doing? What's wrong with you? Yeah, I've got some tunes and I'll just go for it. I don't know, it's weird. But then, as I say, I do worry then that I'm actually doing a good enough job. And like all painters, we're all the same. We're all very critical of our own work. Just neaten up these bits that I've buggered up. No, not me. Yeah, but you're different styles as well. I love the fact you can just do a kit bash out of nowhere without any. Like, I need so much planning and forethought. It just does my head in. Oops. It stays in focus. Yeah, I'm going to try. I'm just going to quickly knock the mic off because I'm going to hair dry this just to dry it out quicker. But I'm going to try like a Reikland Flesh shade, I think, down here, which is a GW wash, but it's quite, it's flesh coloured, but I think it'll marry up between the orange and the white. Worst case, I'll just go again. Or is that drying? Actually, no, that might be dry enough without having to. So it's basically this stuff. They call it a shade. It's a wash. It's a wash. You suffer from gigantism. So kit bashing is too fiddly fuck. Nah, man. Okay, right. We're going personal, are we, Welsh? Okay, I'll see how it is. I'm in the wrong world. This world is not meant for me. I should be with my own people. You saw that at Warhammer World when I was standing by that Space Marine and I'm the same size as him. Ooh, that's actually quite nice, you know. There you go. So it's what the nice thing with washes, just catching everything. You don't have to use actual washes. You can just thin your own paints down a little bit and it'll do the same thing. My only criticism of washes is they dry very glossy. So yeah, I like to mat them back down again. But that's picked it all out quite nice, actually. When that's proper dry, I'll hit the orange tips a bit more. So it'll darken that even more, but leave these bits. And we might just re-highlight some of the white strips. Right, here's the question. Fish eyes. How do you paint a fish eye? Do they have colours? I'm going to get on the old Googles. So obviously they've got to look... Ooh, okay. Metallic, yeah. That's the first thing I saw earlier that I was very surprised, but it seems like the Irish is quite dark. Also, you get crazy. Look at that one there. So do we go like a silvery or a gold? Because obviously the silvery would be more of a cool tone to match the skin, but the gold would match the gills or whatever this magnificent fishy hair piece is. What do we think? Oh, thanks, man. I'm enjoying painting these. I'm being a bit more loose with it, but they are fun. They're fun little. I've got another one as well. So I bought the full set from Monument. Water. There you go, water break. Fucking. I've got. What about that one? Light bronze, maybe. Is light bronze? Is that too? Oh, hang on. What about white gold? Ooh, either of them. That's white gold. Or is that too bright? Maybe. That's got a bit of. That's also close to the highlight colours. Let's try that. Ooh, that's a weird colour. Ivory one. The more ivory one. Yeah. Right, okay, that's the one we're doing. Oh man, look at it. You can get a right point on it. These are lovely brushes. So one of the joys of doing 28mm scale is you don't have to worry about eyes. Because with this scale, like with busts and stuff, if you mess up the eyes, they just look weird. And it just kills the paint job a little bit. Ugh, it kind of works actually. Okay. Now his pupils, because obviously fish have just this big pupil. Now, do I have them pointing outwards a little bit, or more towards like us, the viewer? Because he is a fish. That does work actually. That's a nice colour. Looks like the sea devils from Doctor Who. Oh, right. Oh, you've got me on a tangent now. I've not watched much of the old Doctor Who, but is that Sylvester McCoy? Because I'm sure it's the one I watched at like school, and for some reason they were landing near Blackpool, and the Russian army was in the UK. They'd attacked us or something, and these weird sea devils were coming out. And I remember a Russian soldier fighting him off with a red star off his cap badge. Completely random. A little out first, I know, but let's get a bit more white now. That's right. I'm just going to redo some highlights on them, the gills. That's why I'm mixing them up, just to brighten them. They were around earlier, but yeah, sounds about right. Yeah. I never watched much of the older stuff. What I have watched, I've enjoyed though. Better than the newer stuff, where it's just boring. I'm a bit annoyed because I thought Nikita Gat could have been a really good Doctor as well. Oh, this is nice, making it punch a bit more. This might work. That makes the gradient look a little bit better than here where I haven't highlighted. Yeah, whilst we've got to do our next podcast on talking about our Warhammer World visit and what we thought, because we have, I've been critical of GW in previous podcasts, but we had fun. So we're doing that, and then got some ideas of getting some other guests on that I want Welsh to grill. And one of them, he may, I don't know if you'll see this, Captain, I forgot his name. It's right, because I know his real name because I've been WhatsApping him. But the guy does a lot of the 3D prints for me. I want to get him on because I've been chatting to him and he's been showing me like how he does the sculpts and things and the technology he's using behind it, and it's absolutely fascinating. Yeah, that looks better. That looks nice. Captain Hook, Captain Sparrow, what? You have been critical. Wait, what's going on here? Captain Hook, Captain Sparrow. What are you on about? Captain Hook, Captain Sparrow. I know who they are, but what? Are you all right? Has the heat got to you again? Are you having a moment? He left us hanging on his name. Oh, it's blooming. Oh, what's his name? I've just got him saved as his real name, 3D Prints. It's bloody hell. Searching through his history now. Captain Outstanding Prints or something like that. I'll put it in the show notes. I genuinely can't remember. We're going to push them highlights a little bit. Right, it's to the mouth. So we'll start with a little bit of this. Because the teeth will obviously do white, but just for in between, and then we'll wash this down as well so it goes dark. Captain Birdseye. Wasn't he arrested? Captain Birdseye. For like not having real fish in his fish fingers or something. Or am I imagining that? I could be imagining that. Let's do your teeth. WTF. That's a good start when you can't even remember a future guest's name. And I can reach out his real name out, but I don't think I should. In fact, he messaged me today. He's done a convention. His setup looked amazing, man. He's got so many cool things, and it looks like it's probably not life size, just a bit smaller of an alien head from Alien and Aliens. The Ridley Scott and James Cameron films. And I said to him, I was like, I might do like that one. I might have to purchase it. And for the price he's doing them as well, it's pretty cheap. But he's been working on this, like using AI programs and stuff. And absolutely fascinating, like the results he's getting. Obviously, that's just to pick out the teeth at the moment, but we'll do a proper job on that after we've washed it all down. Just want to get a bright blue on them lips. Just so they punch a little bit more. Yeah, I do like them eyes. They kind of work. Do we see the pupils there? How do we do these? Because he's going to look like he's just staring at you. Oh, that looks so stupid. We'll do it to the point outwards. Fuck it. Right, I'm not being funny. He looks like he's been smoking some seaweed, if you get my drift. I'll do a darker pupil in the middle as well. But that look. Oh, that's bad. That is bad. Let's get that. Oh, actually, for a bit more reflective. Looks like my old school photo. Were you sporting a ginger quiff and wearing armour? Your old school photos? I mean, you are Welsh, so I imagine you're all tooled up, having your secret lessons about if the English ever come back. Get in there and smack them. Oh, I've got to do dots on the eyes. So normally I do this black, but I was thinking, because you mentioned the reflective, so I've done this with a dark silver. And I'm hoping it'll read better on camera. Oh, that's terrifying. Okay, that's shocking, that is. Oh, come on, camera, stop being a plug. Look at the state of that. Oh, that's bad. Let's just darken down the mouth a bit. We'll pick out them a bit more with the there we go. That looks better. That looks really good. Are you sure? I mean, one thing that's slightly annoying is this is a lot greener than it looks here. This looks very, very blue. I don't know if I'm happy with it. Obviously, the mouth and the teeth need more work doing to them. Yeah, it's weird. Fucking weird, man. It's such a weird miniature. Maybe pull the white highlights up a bit more under the eyes, so I can get a bit more sort of contrast between light and shadow. Yeah, I don't know, man. And you saying that about Doctor? He looks like a monster, yeah, like a rubber suit monster. It's the best way I can describe it. It's not necessarily a bad thing. The eyes are just terrifying. What I am going to do. So this is a. Is it really a tip? But it's just something I do. So when especially bigger scale stuff, like now I'm at a point where I'm not happy with the face. I feel like it's missing something, but it's also because there's just black around it. So I've got no colours for it to sort of feed off. So what I'm going to do is just switch and just base coat something. So because he's got a lot of this armour all down this one side and he's got this sort of curry-ass thing, we're just going to blast that in a mix of the pupil and the eye colour, because it might help just bring out the face a bit more and the colours. Because I'm even considering doing a bit of non-metallic metal reflection work on this. But don't hold me to it, because non-metallic metal's crazy. Yeah, that could be like gold inlay on the armour. That look kind of cool. This arm is definitely going to be brighter. This is not. This is too dark for me for this type of model. I love that. That looks really good. Message redacted. Is there a but there? It's all right. I look up, I look at the screen, I can see his eyes, and I'm just like, oh my god, what have I done? I'm going to send a photo to my mate because there's just awful spelling. Oh, just write it in English, mate. It'll be easier. I can read that. I can't read Welsh. Ooh. Oi. It's just blocks. How you doing, guys? You alright? Just got loads of fellow YouTube. In fact, I think everyone on here is a YouTuber, so go and everyone subscribe. If you haven't already. Look at the eyes on that. Shocking, that is. Let's get this silver down. Just to... Oh, well, we love the live. We're loving the lives. That's good. How did you... I bet you love the heat as well, didn't you, Madam? Everyone else is dying and you're going, oh, this is normal. Normal temperature. Doo-doo-doo-doo. We're looking forward as well is I think he's painting right now, Divies. Seeing what he's done. It was lovely. It was like our house in winter. No. Oh dear God. You're not normal, mate. Don't get wrong. Lovely human being, but that's not normal. It's been hotter than Satan's underwear. Is that a gold? I think that's a plate neck thingamajig as well. Actually, so we'll smack that with a bit of silver. And this is why I'll sometimes jump around on a miniature, which you don't normally see on my normal videos, but on these live streams you will. Because things like so, because I've hit this, it weirdly the orange and the greeny blue might reflect a bit more. So I can see how it goes. But that armor, that's the lowest it'll be. In which way are you using hot there, Crafty? I forgot what I said. As in the weather. I was on about the weather. The weather's ridiculously hot. Unless I said something else. In fact, Welsh, you're my basically secretary at this point. What did I say? Do I have to put out a post on the internet and the interwebs and just say, oh, it was meant like this? Do I need to apologise? Have I committed a hate crime? I might well have done. That's a bleeding belt and I've painted it silver. I've committed a hate crime. Oh, shit. I'll put a little, just like a little, doo. This video does not reflect on the blah, 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 blah of the crafty video. I don't know. I'll come up with something. Yeah, that needs another coat as well. That's a bit patchy now. That's properly dried. And I might add a bit more, actually a bit more gold, a bit more yellow into it, so it looks goldier. So I want this to be fancy sort of clothing underneath. And this, I think we go almost up to a rose gold, you know. We've got rose gold, or white gold, sorry. The ivory one, a bit more of that mixed in, I think. We'll push that a little bit more. Look at his eyes, they're shocking. And then what I've got planned for the last little bit of the stream, because what we're on now, hour 15. Just show you some bits that have come and some ideas I've got for upcoming videos and or live streams. I'm not sure yet. This season 8 will be live streams because it's It's something I've thought about in the past, and Welsh has proper pushed me to do it, which is always good. He looks angry about something and looks like an Innsmouth. Yeah, mate, it's definitely like a deep one, isn't it? Lovecraftian, crazy man. Maybe he's angry because he's had to stand there while someone painted him. The portrait of him, and because he's from the city, he's like, oh no, don't want to stand here. Oh, I've just put my finger on the... You plonker. I'm doing really thin layers of this, so I'll have to build up the opacity because I want it to look... I think it's great learning alongside you. Yeah, that's the idea of this season 8. I'll refine it and do other things. I'm going to have more branching out and more different stuff on the channel, not just the painting. Like, I won't do much miniature building because it's not really my thing. If it's kit bashing, I might do a little bit, but nothing major on that. So, but definitely more tutorials for the painting because I can get more across in a live stream than I can like a 20-minute video. And the fact that the stream just goes up as a full video on YouTube as well, so people can. Although, what do you reckon to the idea of maybe going through and doing chapters? So when I talk about certain things, if someone wants to, like, I don't know, say highlights or wet blending, someone can just go, oh, that was in the video, right? I'll go and just zoom in on that and watch that 5-10 minutes or whatever it is. Or should I just leave them as they are and let people just watch them in like it's a natural flow? Yeah, well, it sounded like I knew what I was on about then. Chapters would be great then covering into small videos. See, mate, the idea of live streams is to do less work. No, it's not a bad idea, actually. Do a lot of little bite-sized chunks. Because I am going to do, when I finish the painting, I'll show you the minis I've got here. I'm going to do a really simple, like an intro to miniature painting for people on a very, very simple mini. Daughter has a name for him, Filbert Fishman. Filbert. I like it. Filbert Fishman. Filbert. That just sounds good on the tongue. That was Filbert. You see, it makes him sound like a posh gent. We'll have to make it because he's fair. He's dressed up nice, so he'll be Lord Filbert Fishman. In that case, you need to name the other one. The first one I did. Yeah, that needs to dry a bit more. These always are weird. Is there any way you can... I don't think you can you? I might just do like a post as a photo of actually, because for those of you who may have joined a bit late, that blue is a lot more green here in real life. The camera's just desaturating it a little bit. God damn them eyes, terrifying. Let's see the first one. Oh, let's see the first one. I'm assuming, which I'll just do because hey, plugs. There it is. Love that one. So that was fun to paint, man. And then the other one is, I'll show it. Well, that's enough. We won't spoil that. I really like doing the skin blend on these. I like the pink noses and cheeks into that white sort of or off-white skin. And I went for a green rather than a blue shirt. He's got like a Napoleon type thing about him. Yeah, it's good for a nice simple frame. So I had to fit all three of these. I am going to frame and put up on the wall. And anyone comes around, he's like, "Oh, who's that?" I'll be like, "Oh, it's family. It's my ancestors." Bibble and Bobble. So General Bibble and would they have two separate ranks? I think we will. Yeah, General Bibble and Major Bobble. Bubble. Again, that sounds fun. Bubble. Yeah, we definitely need to brighten this up though. The white on the gels. Punch that up a bit more with a bit of that green mixed in. I'm going to do the last little bit of orange and then that'll be it for painting. Then I'll show you some upcoming stuff. Yeah, more white definitely on the skin. I think I'll keep that fur quite monotone. But I want to do something nice with this cape. Oops. This will be like, I want this to be quite regal. It's almost like I'm thinking like a bluey black with some gold details. This is going to be more of like a gold linen shirt, I think. And then white ruffles. Very sort of Victorian. And then the sash, I'm not sure what we'll do with that. I might do red. Just because it'll punch a bit more. And then this will all be metallics with, not sure, ruffles on that. Maybe white again. But we'll see. And then pick out certain little bits. But this will have a couple of coats of white gold on it. It's looking a bit patchy at the moment, but as you build up the layers, it does smooth out. Right. But yeah, I'll that bit of the painting we'll leave there. So for the last little bit of the stream, we will do. I'm going to show off some what you've got to look forward to in future live streams that we're going to be painting. So we've got, I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. Ooh, there we go. Right. So there's another one of these portraits. So the Duchess Prime. So more robotic, and I'm going to definitely stick to the reds because I love painting in red. The gold sort of arms, I'm not sure because it's a bit of a weird one for anyone who's seen it. But the old Metropolis, and there was like an extras that they remastered, and the Metropolis woman that you see in that famous transition, she's gold. So I'm thinking of doing more golds for this one. So that's why I'll change the actual colours of the inner cape. But yeah, so there's that to come. We've got a box. So a cool big mini for my Trench Crusade warband. I like this because it's like feeding off the bodies. It goes into this weird mess. I want to do this like a Russian World War II colour scheme is the plan for that. We've got this. I fell in love with this character. I asked the chap to print it bigger for me. He's like a weird, I don't know, collector, detective. I'm not sure. He's got like that twisted sort of Victorian feel about him. So there's that one. And then this is one of the biggest Miniatures. Pretty huge this is. To give you an idea. It's a normal 28mm knight. But yeah, this big sort of gassed thing. Because with this, the plan for this one is all the skin I'm going to be painting purely with oil paints and not acrylics. Because I've seen the cool blends and transitions you can do with oil paints, so I'm going to give that a go. Something a bit different. But I'm still researching and reading up on how to use oil paints properly. But like all these cool transitions, you can see where the zenithal highlights hit. So all these sort of tones, and I want like this weird decrepit flesh going through. So that'll be cool. But that'll be oil paints. That's one of the later ones for the season. We've also got... Oh, don't show the price. But this guy I picked up from Warhammer World with me in Welsh met up. Cool little plague lord. What's it actually called? Harbinger of Decay. There we go. But that, I want to do something similar to this and put him on a diorama piece. These weird little twisted sort of servants that got all these like tumours and pustules. I've got a few more of them that have got like offering bowls and things. Bought a load of these from Only Games because they're the only place I could find in the UK that stocks Beastarium, which is like the really twisted stuff. Oh, Yamuk, hello. I know he's followed me on here. But yeah, so I want to do something like this. I'm going to do a better job on the swampy bit because that was nice, but I've got an idea to do something a bit more transparent with the green. So you can see things from popping up underneath, and then he'll be on like a base for that. That's an idea for an upcoming. And then because I know Welsh is going to have a go at me now. I did a thing, Welsh. It's your fault. So I bought him. It's just 1 minute, chat. I won't tell you how much I paid for him. But that's him to scale with his big wings. And that's a 28mm man. Oh crap! Yeah, thank you. Yeah, your fault. This is Welsh. You took me to World. Not that I play the GW 40k game, but I play the one-page rules, and I've always liked Mortari, and that's why I did the nice Dirty Boy, which has got some pictures up on my channel. But this guy, this is him when he's fully corrupted and really. But I'm going to do something different. I don't want him all floaty on the base like this. So I'm going to do a custom base. And I found this stuff. Pine bark cones for lizards. Because me and Welsh went to Hobbycraft. I saw some of this stuff and I managed to get it off Amazon for a couple of quid. Really good basing. Now part of this. Again, Welsh, you're getting the blame for this, chap. Well, I've got one of the Death Guard forces, but the idea being, because these are the old... Yes, I bought these as well, Welsh. I won't tell you how much. These are the old 30k, but I'm going to use the helmets and the shoulder pads and the guns and put them on the newer Death Guard 40k stuff. So there's a nice little... It's hard to explain. They're going to look... I think they're going to look nice. They're going to look a bit more harsher, and the heads, because they'll be a bit smaller, because these are old scale. Something I didn't know about. Dude, you took me there. I didn't buy that game. But I bought a lot of other 40k stuff because I'm going to do a little Death Guard force. But yeah, that's upcoming projects. I'm also going to do some more sketching and painting. Like watercolour painting as well. But yeah, so that's him so far anyway. Fibble Fishman. It's not too bad for about an hour's work, to be fair. As I say, this is more green. So I'll do some photos and put them as a post so you can see. I think next time we'll work on the transitions around here on the green to white. Make that punch a bit more. And then the armour build up. So it's more of like a rose, white, gold colour rather than silver. And then start working on all this stuff as well. Background, I'm going to tone this down. These are a bit high, these flicks. because they look more like flames now. So we'll tone that down to about here, halfway. But yeah, that's the plan for the next few live streams. That's so good. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. It's all right. I'll show you these actually, because when I do stuff like this and bus, it looks, ooh, that's really nice. But my bread and butter paint jobs are these here. So these are for that Great Helm game I was on about. Dead simple. Colour, silver, wash. A little bit of effort done on each of the shields. But this is my bread and butter paint jobs, and these are perfectly good for an online, on a tabletop game. Like the white on there is quite scratchy, but it'll do it at tabletop level. I'm still going to paint 2 more. And really simple heraldry on the shields. But the idea of this game, it's 6 knights aside, and you basically play a tourney and you just go for it. That was my attempt at doing a Phoenix, which is absolutely shocking on that shield. But yeah, they're good, man. For what they need to do. And just gone, a bit haphazard with the colours. Like that's supposed to be a bullhead. Look at the state of that. Shocking. But yeah. And then these two, I'll do a poll. I want you guys to pick the heraldry colours, and whether you want it like half and half like that, or or even quarters, or like that was a cool one. So I did it half and half, but across the waist. And you got like the red fort, which for whatever it might be. But yeah, so you guys will pick the colours for that, and I'll paint them on the stream, because I want to do a proper beginners sort of painting as the channel goes, because I think I've had questions on videos in the past where they're asking like, oh, how do you do this technique and this technique? And it's like start small, 28mm scale, and as I say, there's nothing special on these. These are just colours and a wash, and then not even particularly good freehand, but it's enough to make them stand out when they're on the table. And then the stuff like this is where we get to. These weird eyes. That's creepy as well. That is. And yeah, and those who, as and when it opens up more, Welsh's Discord on there, you'll see other pictures. I'll put more posts on the website, on my channel. And even things like this where I've made mistakes. I absolutely hate this miniature. So much I've tried there, you can probably see. I've tried to hack it off the base so I can reuse the plinth. Do not like the paint scheme on this. But I'll do like a video where I go through why I don't think this works and why other ones do work. Yeah, I don't like this at all. This was for a competition, which is not going to get entered now because I just think it's shocking. But we'll go through all that in like live sessions. I also want more. I'm going to play at posts and get questions from you guys, things I can answer while we paint. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. That's a little hour and a half live stream. Make sure that's in so I don't spill it. Next one we'll do some more work on the fish guy. Hopefully getting more of this blocked out in colour and working on the background. But yeah, so this will go up now on the channel so you can watch it from start to finish. Those of you who may have come in later on or whatnot. Feedback, please, as much as you can give me. Be critical, I don't mind. Just because, me and Welsh have been on about this. We're still trying to find our way in the whole live stuff. And I want this to be more of like not teaching, but just little tips that you might pick up while I'm painting and while I'm talking about what I'm doing. So just in time to the end. Yeah, sorry, dude. But let's put that in there. Yeah. And yeah, I don't know if there's stuff you want to know about, like what hobby setup I've got, tools I use, anything like that while we're doing, just give us a chuck. Put a comment on there and we'll get it sorted. I can tell you stuff. But yeah, otherwise, thank you very much. Thank you everyone for the comments and critiques so far on this. It didn't miss much. No, it was just me having to go at Welsh because I've gone out and bought 40k stuff. This one, I'm going to enter into a GW competition. I have no. I'm not going to win anything. I know that, but because you apparently you get really good critique, and obviously you can only enter GW stuff. So I'm going to enter this in and get a lot of feedback on this. I'm going to do a bit more work on the base because it needs something. This dead marine needs a bit more colour. Mortarian himself, I'm pretty happy with. Needs a bit more work, I think, but nothing major. And yeah, so I'm actually going to enter that and get some proper feedback. But otherwise, thank you all very much. Please go and check out Welsh Minchball Gamer in particular, because he's been pushing me on the live stream stuff and saying I should do it. So it's his fault. But no, go and check him out. Give him a subscribe. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you all on the next live stream. All right. Now head away and stream. Button, yes.